Manchester United got lucky again against Atalanta in Tuesday night's Champions League clash. Cristiano Ronaldo was the star of the show for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's side, scoring twice to secure a draw. But it was a night to forget for Paul Pogba, who endured a chastening day. United came from behind twice to peg Atalanta back, with Ronaldo stealing the headlines in the process. But while the Portugal international was outstanding on the night, it was a poor evening for Pogba. The 28-year-old is meant to be entering the prime years of his career, but, nearly 6 years on from his blockbuster return from Juventus, he remains an issue. Pogba was hooked in the 69th minute of the match against Atalanta and was fortunate his number didn't appear sooner. And Paul Scholes ripped into him for a lack of focus, accusing him of being away with the fairies. Pogba needs somebody on him all the time, somebody there that he totally respects. He needs experienced people behind him, Scholes said. How old he? 28? He's a really experienced player. But he's one of them that will get to 35 and be exactly the same. He'll still be doing the stupid stuff where he's stud rolling the ball, holding people off, showing how strong and skillful he is. The biggest thing with Paul is his concentration. He goes away with the fairies at times. You think of the Juventus team he played in, where he was brilliant and was why we signed him. The experience around him, Andrea, Pirlo, Giorgi, Chiellini, Leonardo, Bonucci, Gianluigi, Buffon, an aggressive manager. He will need that treatment until he's 35. And Scholes isn't the only person in recent years to take aim at Pogba over a lack of focus and concentration. Former manager José Mourinho said in 2018 that he benefited from playing for France because there were players around him to encourage him, to dictate him. He said, "I think the World Cup is the perfect habitat for a player like him to give the best." Why? Because it's closed for a month, where he can only think about football. Where he's with his team on the training camp, completely isolated from the external world, where they focus just on football, where the dimensions of the game can only motivate. During a season, you can have a big match, then a smaller match, then one even smaller, then you can lose your focus, you can lose your concentration, then comes a big match again. In the World Cup, the direction of the emotion, of the responsibility, of the big decisions is always growing up. You are in the group phase, you go to the last 16, to the quarterfinals, to the semi-finals, to the finals. This feeds the motivation. This feeds the concentration of a player. So I think it was the perfect environment for him. I think players in the World Cup, they really feel that extra commitment with a country, with the people, that extra responsibility that makes them, by the emotional point of view, to be sometimes even overcommitted. So they play for the team, and only for the team, and the team is the most important thing, and they do everything to try to succeed. So I think it's the perfect environment for a talented player like him to fully focus on the job. Mourinho and Pogba never saw eye to eye at United, with the duo clashing behind the scenes. And while the Roma boss reputation has plummeted in recent years, the same concerns over Pogba are being aired. Scholes, now, has joined the pack when it comes to criticizing the France international. And how Pogba responds remains to be seen. He won't be involved against Manchester City on Saturday due to suspension, having recently seen red against Liverpool. And as his time at United ticks down, with his contract expiring in the summer, the club have a decision to make. On his day, Pogba can be unplayable. But the France international has never been the hit the club hoped for, and cutting him loose may suit all parties.